Come on. Where is it at? Oh man, I can't find anything. What am I doing? That's supposed to be doing something. I can't remember what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, let me think. Alright, I got my papers. Yes, I got my computer. Check. Lights, check. Another light. Computer bag. Computer. Camera. But for the life of me, I can't remember what I'm supposed to be doing. Something important, very important. Let me think. No, that starts with a R. Something. Review. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. A review. Hey, welcome back. Yes, if you haven't figured out what movie trailer I was actually doing, or not movie trailer, what movie I was actually doing, was Finding Dory. Of course, you probably figured out from looking at the top of the title of this video, and that's the movie I was actually portraying from Dory. Of course, this movie is starring Ellen DeGeneres. I had to think about it because I almost forgot. From the Ellen DeGeneres show. She was, of course, in the first movie, Finding Nemo, which happened in 2003, with, of course, them, Marlin and Dory trying to find Nemo. Now, this is, of course, reverse, where Marlin and Nemo is trying to find Dory's parents. Now, Dory's parents have gone missing for quite some time. Actually, Dory lost the parents because he decided to go off. She decided to go off close to the drop-off and got sucked into a drain. I'm not going to try to get too spoilerish with this movie. Hopefully not. Hopefully you want to go see it this weekend. Like I said, we just went to go see it yesterday. Now for me, I didn't get too emotionally attached with this movie. It wasn't as, I didn't feel so closely emotional with this movie like some people did. I know Gabby, she cried on the movie. I know some other people that actually cried in the movie, and talking to some other coworkers that said the same thing. But for me, I didn't. I know there's another guy that didn't either. Now, with the first one, I actually did get a little emotional. It was a little bit more tearjerker for me than this movie was. Now, like I said, she decides, she gets an epiphany or a dream or a vision of her mom and dad and how she lost them as a baby. And she, like I said, she gets separated, so she goes and asks all these different various fishes, like the first one, if they could help her find her home or her parents. And all these fish that she come across are kind of dismissive with her and kind of rude to her and really annoy her. So she goes through a lot of her adolescence, from her baby fish to her teenager fish, which they show in a very small scene, and then to her adulthood until she runs into Marlin and Nemo. Now at that point, like I said, she has this dream or flashback. Her long-term memory kicks in, and she remembers that she has parents and she sees all these other fish and stuff. So she decides to go on a journey and bring Marlin and Nemo along so she could go, and she has an idea of this address and stuff, and that's how she comes across. Now when she finally gets to California, here, that's where I'm at, lovely California, she actually tries to figure out how to get into it, and then she gets separated from Marlin and Nemo, which Marlin is kind of rude, as he always is, and he treats her like it kind of bad because Nemo kind of gets hurt a little bit. But they separate, and then they try to figure out, and Marlin, like I said, Marlin realized from the errors of Nemo, actually from himself, from the correction of Nemo, that he shouldn't have been so rude, and that's why Dory got lost. And as she's on this quest, she meets this octopus after she gets captured, just like Nemo, and goes into a health marina, I guess that's what I say. And the funny thing is, when she finally realized where she's at, like I said, there's an octopus that comes into play, and it basically is one of the other main characters of this film. And the octopus is basically trying to escape from this facility. Basically, you get discovered, recovered, and then released. I'm not saying the words right, but basically that's what happens once the fish gets well, and that's why all the fish are hoping to get released after they get healed or cured, or the health comes back. So in this movie, that's basically what happens. Dory comes into this octopus, and she convinces him that she has, she keeps running to her short-term memory, and she can't remember anything. And so oftentimes when she runs across fish, they're like, who are you talking about? What are you talking about? I don't understand what you're talking about. And that's where the practical jokes come in back and forth, where they realize, and she convinces him or tells him that she has short-term memory. So, of course, the parents are not really in the facility because they get released and stuff like that. And then Marlin and Nemo, they try to rescue Dory because they realize that she's at this facility. There's some silly seals that they come across, and they do bring in a lot of these characters that kind of remind you of the first one. There's a kooky bird, was kind of like was in the first one. There are the kooky birds that was in the first one, which is kind of funny. And then, of course, these various characters, like I said, the seal and stuff like that. But they did pay a lot close attention. The only thing with this movie that I wouldn't say that I didn't like, that was not really, they didn't have too much drama. That's the only thing I wouldn't say I didn't like, that I wish they had more of. I feel like they played into this movie a lot more, and just, maybe with the kids and stuff like that, that they didn't want to make it so much drama, so they made it more about the family and her trying to find the family, and family is everything. So that's the one thing that they didn't play. Like for example, the first one, they had the sharks, the 3 sharks, for example. I know Marlon would say there's 4 sharks, but the 3 sharks that I remember from the first one, and then of course the deep water fish with the teeth and the little antenna at the top. That's the one thing they incorporated. So I had a lot more drama with it. Of course, with the different things when Nemo got separated, and the little crabs were trying to eat him and stuff like that. So there was a lot more in that movie than this one. It felt like it was missing something. Even when I looked at the reviews and heard from other sources, this movie, like I said, didn't hold up. I mean, of course, it was right there as far as reviews. Now, this movie was, I think from the rating I saw, was 8, and then Finding Nemo was an 8.1. I say I give it an 8.5 because I thought it was way better than this movie here. Now, definitely this movie is worth seeing, going to the movie theater and seeing, because it is a beautiful, beautiful movie. And if you get a chance to see the short film in the first part of the movie, I was talking to someone about this movie, and it kind of, man, the short part of this movie at the very beginning with the birds, it was a bird scene, and it looked so real, and I was just like, after seeing the short and then seeing Finding Nemo, like I was just talking to somebody, and I said, man, after seeing that, I wish Finding Nemo looked as beautiful as this movie, or I hope they come out with a movie that depicts and reflects how this movie was. But anyways, going back to Finding Nemo, I'm about to forget what I'm about to say. Finding Nemo, definitely would give it a 4.5. I would give it an 8, just like I saw in the reviews, maybe 4, like a 4.5, like I said. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you go see the movie. Please go see the movie. It was a really good movie. I do plan on going to see some of the other movies that have came out this month, or within this week. Actually, there's 5 movies that I want to see, but I just haven't had time. Anyways, I hope you have a great day. Have a great night. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.